Alrighty. I think this is episode 11, right? Anywho, here are the rules. Read them if you want. Pause. Game time. Let's see what's going on. We found the gym leader. He went back. All in the low 40s. Hype. Uh, Almost ready to get Kadabra into an Alakazam and learn Psychic. And hopefully we'll find some better TMs eventually. How are we doing at that? Let's take a look. What is it? That one? Yes. Sort. Alrighty. Um, what? I mean, I could. Dream Eater is something Kadabra could learn, but it doesn't have hypnosis, so that's kind of weak. I can't teach him Volt Switch. Actually, I think I can teach him Focus Blast, right? No. Maybe he has to evolve. He'll probably have to evolve in the Alakazam. But I could swear I've seen Focus Blast in Alakazam before. Let's see. Anyone learn Flamethrower? Nope. And I wouldn't want to tease it to Infernape. Dragonair has better moves. It's a special. I want to have more physical. Whoops. I'm just curious. Yeah, no, nothing. Infernape can, but that's not really useful. Alright. Well, sure. Let's go see what this gym leader. Okay, actually, what is it? 2.0 speed. Whatever. Also on second thought, I probably. Who was it? Centers, right? I should probably go check the Poké Centers of all the various towns to see if there's any items I want to get. But I remember, I think some of the early ones are items where I was like, I should get that, but I don't have a lot of money. Because I don't remember. Alright. Sperry, not useful. Max Potion is actually can be useful eventually. It's not really useful now. And then, yeah, I think this is going to be the same stuff we see everywhere. So this guy, the guy at the top always gets updated. The guy at the bottom is the unique trader. Okay. Now let's temporarily switch you. Just so you're number one. Gonna be flying a lot. Let's see what's been going on. Lots and lots of sword IDs. Like tons. Like there was one where, oops, I don't want that. I already have multiple lucky eggs, more than I need. Let's see, there was a Kyuganto, which is a Japanese Western style officer saber, and oops, I want not summoner's fine. And it's either a really, really good fake, or it's an original with a older family, well, probably older, presumably older family blade on it that's been modified to fit inside of it. Um, you know what? I definitely want more of these. Timer balls are great. Prism scale. I have no idea what that does. I already have done one of those. Yeah, I could buy a few more waters. Anywho. And the main problem is the photos are horrible. It's a screenshot on a phone of a small little bit of it that we can see, right? Because like the vast majority of the photo is the phone, right? So like it's already cropped, and then we're not seeing the actual photo. We're seeing a screenshot of the photo. So like the color accuracy will be off. The zoom will be not great. The phone often has some sort of filters to sort of make stuff look less fuzzy. So it's like, not great. And also the original photos, because we're not seeing the original photo, we're seeing a photo of a photo. The original photos with horrible lighting, so it's like, it's really hard to make out detail, and there's no close-ups. It's just like, ah. But if it's real, it's really valuable. And it's the rarer two-handed version that were actually used a lot in the Russo-Japanese War, less so in World War II. Or One. Because like World War One for Japan, they basically sat out it. They took a little bit of territory from Russia when Russia had its civil war, and yeah, that was it. And World War Two happened, and Russia took some territory back. What's that chair? Oh, I don't know. Anywho, um, I feel like there were item stuff to buy in the city, but I don't remember where. Who are you? Nothing useful. I think there was like some sort of. Okay, this map sucks. You have to like change what direction you're pushing based off of the very constantly changing directions. Like, it's garbage. What else was you? I remember this is a store I never got to go to because there's always people. Wait, is that one a store? I feel like that's a store. Okay. Oh, right. And you're the guy who like wants to see the psychic type. Alright, Cadabra. Okay, Gestos for sleep, Frost I think is for burn, Cherry I think para. I don't know, is Frost iced? Let's get a Chesto. Sleep. Chesto's useful. So, reusable free berry of choice, lots of options. That's this stupid, poll bullshit. I don't care what the ward is, I'm not doing it. Anything to do here? That's the, alley? What's this? Useless. It's been so long. I don't remember all this stuff everywhere. I think this place sucks, right? Yeah. Okay. Can't do Relic Castle yet, unfortunately. Then TMs. Oh, I will buy Thunderwave, it might come in handy. And what else? not currently coming in handy, but it might someday. Cave, different cave, postword. Hello. Oh, I remember the rare candies. I remember thinking, like, that's kind of interesting. I have some max repels. I should probably get a few of these for the future for Elite Four. Do I have a skull fossil? Yes, I have two. Is this the place that had the market? I don't think so. I think this is the city that has the market. I might be wrong. No, yeah, the previous city was once the market. Alright. Whatever. Market was shit, I remember that. Alright, we're back from our very brief run around, see what's what. Adventure, time to fight. I don't like this. I remember. I feel like I've seen this before somewhere, and I'm like, I don't like this. So, Arcan's a pre-evolved form. The evolved form is actually really decent. This one, not so much. Slacking. Yes, I'm gonna have to switch. Dragonair. Probably the best bet. It has a dragon type that resists water, and has Thunderbolt. Thunderous could do more damage. But defense. Oh wait, no. Slacking. I misheard that. Fuck. Kabalion. Go. I read it Slow King for some reason. Something's wrong with me. Turn gives me a free turn. Oh, that's easy. I'm kind of. Fuck. I beat Slacking. Game over. Alright. Whatever. But, what do you got? Talo. Okay, I'll switch. Talo is annoying. It's fast. It's a normal flying. It can hit decently hard at the fully evolved want version. This is not the fully evolved version. I could just. I think there's one of them Swellow, one of them's Talo, and I don't remember what the other one's named, and I can't remember which one's which. I feel like there is a third one. What's it called? I don't know. Okay, little pup. What else is interesting sword-wise? More than two Samsungs got posted. One was a brass hilt that I've actually owned an identical one of. It's mass-produced replica. And it's kind of cool in that it's an older replica, probably from the Ottoman Empire era. It's over 100 years old, but you see them every now and then. But they're not quite made right, but they look pretty right, except for like the blade has like no blade decoration, no pores. And they typically have sort of this hollow chamber with a blade put into it, and the hollow chamber was filled with something called cutler's resin. And cutler's resin, when it gets hot, can sort of melt and go away. Um, it's a whole thing. So I got one that had its cutler's resin removed, and inside was just like dead spiders and this big empty thing, and the blade just moved around a bit, and it was like a little bit was inside the brass, keeping it from falling out. Which was a big hint of the replica. Plus, this wasn't a spring steel blade. So, spring steel is just normal steel, but it goes through something called spring hardening, which is hardening it at a very specific temperature over a period of time to make it more flexible, like a spring, right? Spring steels. And it's in the name. And I'm gonna swap Grand Bolt. It's decently hard. I'm paralyzed. And I'm already taking damage. This is not worth the risk. Uh, Anywho. So, basically everything Western was spring hardened for a very long time. There's other types of hardening. The Japanese use differential hardening, which is like one part harder, one part softer. They didn't spring harden, and the purpose of that is essentially to create a very hard edge, but having more durability than if you just had a hard edge. Do I have to go back? Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Can't teleport. Why can't I teleport? Wait. Okay. Sure, Dragon. So there's also case hardening, which is hardening the outside, but only the outside, and that works like differential hardening. You tend to have all the outside parts of the sword the steel that you can see gets hard, and what's in the core is softer. And the problem with case hardening is the failure of case hardening is you tend to have a cracked outer surface and then a bend. And sometimes that cracked outer surface goes all the way around the blade, which is less bad than a fully hardened non-spring steel, which is just the sword breaks. Um, and if it's spring steel, it tends to bend, uh, unless it's too hard, which it can happen. Iron also has a failure state of bending. Uh, Dragon Rays is 100% accuracy, and you have no HP, so... Alright. It's like, which way do I go? The one way I can. It sucks. If I don't want to fight the gym leader, what do I do? I beat everyone but the gym leader. I want to go heal and then go beat the gym leader. Like, just give me a normal fucking, like, walk from point A to point B. All this stupid gimmicky mechanic bullshit is just getting you stuck in areas where you have to fight the next person and you can't go back to heal. It's like, that's gay. This isn't the Elite Four. Anywho, so, Brass Hilt, non-hardened. That one's basically a fake futurist to the Ottoman Empire. And it's a sword-like object, not a sword. You can't use it like a sword or it will break. Right? There was also another one that was posted that was probably real, but we can only see so much of it, and everything we can see looks right. But it's wrapped in medical gauze. And then another one that's definitely real, where we can actually see everything, is also Ottoman, but with a, what's called, that German sucks. A German for flame blade, which, I guess let's say it's German, and the English translation is flame blade, but basically it's the term for blades that have like curvy edges, where it's not like a curve, but like many many curves like teeth that create something like teeth, like waves. Anywho, is one of those. They're really cool. They're very very rare on Middle Eastern blades that aren't Indian. You see them more often on Indian stuff. You don't see them a lot outside of that. But a friend of mine seems to think that it's Ottoman, and I am less familiar with Middle Eastern stuff. I've got a ton of books. I'm more familiar with Indian. So maybe I'm just seeing what I know, which could be a possibility. And so India, for quite a while, the last 1,000 years, was under the rule of the Mughals, and the Mughals were a Persian faction that like came over and conquered them. Though they were like they spoke Arabic, well, a version of Arabic, Farsi, right? Uh, what they're speaking nowadays in like Iran and Afghanistan and Iraq to some degree, although they speak both Arabic and Farsi and a lot of that, and the last two. Um, and of course, India has like hundreds and hundreds of different languages. It's a mess. And the Mughals had the most control of India of any one group of people before the Britons. Ice Pokemon, I guess Kabalion as steel with this ice, super effective for fighting or iron, steel. Okay. What else? That guy also had a couple military models from the Ottomans. He had, I believe it's called Model 1909, which is a German model, and another one that's based on the, yeah, but that's what I was a 1909. And he had a model, basically an Ottoman version of the German model 1889, which is an infantry officer's sword. And that one's really cool. That's one I would really like to get. But, because they're very, like, 1909 is extremely common. The 1889, with the Ottoman marks, those are not common. You do not see those often. I've seen them before, but, like, very, very, very few. Anywho, that gym was easy. I'm probably over leveled. Really ambushing me outside of a gym. Jerk. Blah blah blah. I don't care. Fuck off. Fuck off. I'm just here to dump a ton of random bullshit. Alright, what did you give me again? What did he give me? Oh, it's acrobatics. Ooh, acrobatics is actually really fucking good. Who can learn that? No one? Okay. Furnace can. So it's a flying attack. It does double damage when you don't have an item. And remember, this guy already has, I don't think we're going to knock counts. He already has, it's like a base 55 damage. So that's 110. 110 power for flying. That's great. Right? So if I'm fighting another fighting Pokemon, I can just one shot. Right? 110 flying power is the strongest flying move that takes one turn to attack. Sky attack takes two. Off my memory. Flying moves. Bulbapedia. We got a list. We have a list of flying moves. Pokemon, yes, with the moves. Alright, let's have a sort by power. I can't, shit. So, what has more? Brave Bird. Fuck, I forgot about Brave Bird. Okay. Brave Bird has more power, but it also does a lot of damage to you. Dragon Ascent. What the fuck is that? Okay, that is Gen 6. I've never even heard of it. Who can use Dragon Ascent? It's a flying move, yeah? Yeah. Only Rayquaza. Okay, so you need to Rayquaza. That's why I don't fucking know it. Because only... Okay, and then Hurricane also is 110, and then Sky Attack has 140. So, Sky Attack takes 2 turns. Brave Bird hurts yourself. And then the other one is like Rayquaza only, and also is like superpower lowers your defense and special defense. Okay. So, other than you can't have an item, but like depending on what Pokemon is, that might be okay. Alright? It's the strongest one, and if you don't have an item, it's just flat out the strongest move with no side effects. Like it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't lower your stats, you can just spam it. Okay, where am I going next? Do I go this way? I don't know. How do I fucking... I don't know. Anywho. Well, I shut down Bulbapedia. Whoops, I sort of kept that open for future reference. You know what? I should just pop up all my latest sword IDs. Because I'm probably forgetting a shit ton. Let's see. Boring. Fascina Messer. So, Fashionmessers, this Fascine is German, and it's like sharp, or something like that. My German's bad, I know. And Messer is knife, so sharp knife. It is basically this a sword that people use. I don't, it's this sword, it's sharp. It's like, it's not rocket science. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. You're 42, you're 42. Alright. So, mostly they show up in 19th century and very, very early 20th century as sort of a sidearm as opposed to a sword bayonet, because there were some troops that would not have a gun and they would use a fastened messer instead. So like pioneers or engineers or royal, artillery engineers or whatever, right? The people who are digging the trenches and building trenches and building fortifications and etc. Right? Those guys. Fun. So I'm weak to bug, but it's a parasect. I can probably just one shot it. Ah, you lived! Holy shit, you lived! What the fuck? Damn. You're impressive. I respect. You live that. Alright. Whatever. No, Fast Messers are fun. Mostly because they tend to be swords created for people where it's the primary weapon. Unlike bayonets, where bayonets are a secondary weapon, like sword bayonets are a secondary weapon. Your primary weapon is the gun. Your sword bayonet is your secondary weapon. Fascine messers are the primary weapon, and they don't have to fit on a gun, so they can, and they're mass produced for infantry, so they can be like, okay, lots of infantry are going to use this. How can we make this good? This would be neutral, but Dragon Tail will force a switch. Maybe I should have Thunderbolt Starvia and hit him with Psybeam. I feel like Psybeam might not have killed Torterra. He's level 30. Yeah. That's a lot of damage. Okay, you're getting swapped. Orcus. Or I could recover. I think instead of Dragon Rage. Yeah. Because Bite isn't going to do more than Recover can heal. Unless you crit me. You know what? I don't want to get crit. That would suck. It's not worth dying. Justified. Alright. So, Fancy Messes tend to be fun. They tend to be better swords than the sword bandits. They tend to be broader blades, heavier blades, because they don't have to be on the end of a gun, and they don't have to be super light, and, you know, whatever. So, you tend to get swords that can actually fucking cut, as well as thrust. They tend to be, you know, decent swords. Ah, fuck, I forgot. I hope you don't have Pursuit. Pursuit would be bad. Pursuit would be bad. You might have a lightning rod, but I'm gonna hope you don't. Kills Staravia. Okay, charge beam. That's gonna raise your special attack, which is the main problem with Electrode. It's extremely fast, but special attack's kind of meh. Mediocre. So if you don't have lightning rod, you probably have spark. Or was it sonic soundproof? I think soundproof. Let's go Sacred Sword, you resist iron, and let's go, I guess. That's not going to protect you from 2 physical attacks. So, Fancy Mess is very fun, there's lots of variety, there's like scores of them. Because, remember, pre-unification, there's like 52, 53, 54 German states, depending on what year it is. So lots and lots and lots of separate militaries. Venoshock. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I can't scroll wheel, that's sad. 65 special. Who can learn Venoshock? Aww. That makes me sad. Oh well. Oh, oops. Beep. Teleport. Anywho, Fancy Messers, very fun. They often are mass-produced, so there's lots of them, so you can usually get them cheap. Because, like, they'll give them to, like, every member of the artillery, or every member of their version of, like, U.S. Army engineers, but, you know, German. With, I believe they use the word pioneers, or stuff like that. Like, various units, and then you also see, like, for some reason, like, firemen. It's like, we need the fireman a sword. Why? Uh... and like to train like people, it's like, what are the trained people doing? Why do the trained people need a sword, right? Can I heal in here? Was it you? No, it was you, right? Yeah. Yeah, I gotta remember this lady. And you're the vegetable soup person. And I can't check the trash can still. I wish you moved and I could look for leftovers, whatever. I should have my dowsing thing, because apparently there are items about afoot. Anywho. Those are fun. Someone posted a Spanish Army officer's sword. I think probably... Did anyone tell him what it is? Spanish. Told him the date, roughly based on the markings, but nobody actually said it's like this is an Army officer's sword. I should probably do that. What else? Okay, that's Ottoman stuff. Oh, so the most common sword in the British, well, it's not common, the most, not common, that's not the word, successful? Probably, successful sword was the 1821, light cavalry sword. Carablast. I have no idea what's about to come out. Look like a, what are you? Are you a bug? Are you dark type? I hope not. What the fuck's a Carablast? Grova. Anywho, so someone posted one of those, missing one of it. So it's pretty simple. If you've ever seen the U.S. 1833 Dragoon Saber, it's the exact same thing, to a point. In 1845, they replaced the blade with a Wilkinson-style blade. Thank you, Henry Wilkinson. We love you. You're amazing. Famous sword maker, Wilkinson sword. I think they make razors now. They stopped making swords in like, I don't know, was it 2003, 2005, something like that. Very sad day for us all. They're amazing. Okay, come on. What is it? Shoal salt. That's useless. Hello, rival. Go jump off a cliff, please. Alright. So I need one of those. They're very fun. They were used for a very long time, and the reason for it is after they were even before it got replaced by the 1908 model, it was adopted by artillery. So artillery officers, back in the day, you had these sort of little like carts that you put all your ammunition and gunpowder and stuff in, right? And then you had your artillery stuff attached to a cart, and then you'd have like a team of horses pulling the cart and a team of horses pulling the gun. So you often had like each gun would have each like individual gun would have its own cart to pull it and its own like 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 team of horses pulling that gun and a team of horses pulling the cart full of ammunition for that specific gun. And each gun would have its own cart, at least in most modern militaries. Some militaries did it differently, but that's, in general, right? Groudon is a ground type. It's not a fire type, despite Sunny Day giving it some interesting abilities. But does the fire moves? What did I do against Groudon? I mean, Infernape can hit with a fire attack, will be very effective, but you're weak to ground. Everything really is weak to, like, Groudon's really a problem. The water will be weakened in the sun. I'm thinking Infernape and then hit it with a fire attack, which will be charged from the sun, and just try to just pure power. Hope his level's low. 35. Hope I don't lose Infernape. Like, I hope his moveset's horrible. Flame Wheel is gonna do a lot of damage. Okay, Earthquake. Goddamn, I gotta switch. I can take one of these. I can't take two. Oh, I can't. Oh. I can't take an Earthquake. He's level 35. I can't believe you even have Earthquake. Fucking Groudon. Well, I'm immune to fucking Earthquake. Discharge can't do anything. Fly is not gonna do much. Upward locks me into a move, which I don't want to do. I'm gonna fly and see how. What does he have? Lava Plume? I want to see how much damage Lava Plume does. Oh, and he has fucking leftovers. Alright, fly. It looks like I can do another fly and take him out. If I can survive this. If leftovers doesn't heal him too much. Wait. So he's got rest. Okay. Rest, leftovers, Groudon. I hate this. Fuck you, cunt. Pull a fucking Groudon out. A fucking Groudon. Ruined my fucking day. Man. Artillery used the 1821 long after it was, gotten rid of. It might still be their model. I think it is. I think it's still unless they adopted the 1897 at some point. But I know in World War I, in like decades after the 97, they're still using the light artillery sword. I think they still are using the light artillery sword all these years later. Man, that just ruined my day. Ah, there goes Infernate. I probably shouldn't have used Dragon Raid since your HP is low and have 100% accuracy. Whatever. What else? Tons of, US model 1860s. First death. Wow, I don't care. Surf, great. You suck. Oh. Damn. Item, take, fly. 1860s get posted all the time. There are a lot of replicas of them, but they're also like the Civil War had more casualties than World War One and World War Two combined. Like it's the U.S. biggest war ever in terms of damage, and we had a lot of cavalry back in the day. Cavalry was like really big deal during that period, uh, and cavalry sabers were the primary weapons of cavalry in this period. They were issued a sword. They were not issued a gun. They often bought guns, but they were not issued one. And I, was TH death. Do we have like a very like death, like what, a desert? Throw him in the volcano. Uh, Destroy it. Throw it in the fire. No. Cast it into the fire from whence it came. Alright, I got surf. I guess I gotta teach someone surf. I don't really want to teach my dragon boy. I think I want him to be physical. So I guess someone who could surf would be great. I guess. I mean, the problem is you're also weak to ground. So you just, like, and you want to detect it weak by ground. So it's like, you're also not great. You are a physical attacker, so you're just flat out horrible. It's like, what do I fucking do? I don't have good options. Give me a fucking Ludicolo or something. Or something, I don't know. What do you got? Item, give, lucky egg. Where are my lucky eggs? That's balls. Why do I have... okay, there's medicine items. Why do I have, like, Pokeballs mixed in? Pokeballs would be their own separate thing. Like, why do I have to fucking... Okay. At least it's alphabetical order. TMs. Yeah. Well, I flat out need to know surf. Anyone else can use it? I don't think so. Other than Dragonair, I don't want to teach Dragonair. Alright. No surprise, okay. Look at Empoleon. Bulba. Wikipedia. Let's think about this. Alright, your water steel. You have better special attack than physical attack. I thought it was the other way around. Whatever. Torrent raises water moves when you're weak. Uh, your defensive stats are decent, especially your special defense over 100, but it's not great. Your typing's kind of shit because you're weak to fighting, you're weak to ground, you're weak to electric. I mean, you have lots of resistances, but you know, this is modern day with fairy. If you go back to Gen 5, less resistances, no fairies. You don't really get any, like, your drill peck was, I guess, kind of cool, but it's a physical attack, so it's not really useful here. You don't get Scald. Scald is cool, that burns people. You know, like, I mean, you can get Flash Cannon. I don't have Flash Cannon, but that'd be cool. It's special, it's stab. You can get Grass Knot, but doesn't that do damage based off weight? Is it weight of my Pokemon or weight of the enemy's Pokemon? Varying damage, bait on weight. So the weight of my Pokemon? I think it's the weight of my Pokemon. Weight of the target. Okay, good. That's interesting. But... okay, you can learn this TM Scald. I don't have it. Like, your special options. I mean, you get Ice Beam. I don't have Ice Beam. Like, what am I gonna teach you? Can you learn Venoshock? Probably not. Yeah, no. Like, no fucking way you can learn T-Bolt, right? Yeah. Solar Beam, not really useful. Flamethrower, not a chance, but I'll try. I don't think you can learn Focus Blast. Check acrobatics. It's a flying move. You're a bird. Nope. No, fuck that. Slower the user. I mean, it's not very fast. Like, the main problem is, like, what moves am I gonna teach this thing? Like, it's got a shit move pool. Like, I can know Surf. If I can find it, there's a TM to learn, where's that steel move? What is it, is it TM? Where are you? Is it Flash Cannon? I think it's Flash Cannon. I don't even see it anymore. There you go, Flash Cannon, TM91. Alright, where do you get TM91 black and white? Okay, inside Twist Mountain. Alright. Images. Can you just show me? Okay. So, this upstairs. Where's Twist Mountain? Is there Twist Mountain on a map? Gen 5, Twist Mountain. Let's look at the map. Okay, we're really close to Twist Mountain. Black and white. And black and white too, okay. Until the Jet Badge, which is with badge? The Jet Badge. Okay, it looks like a wing. Is that the one I already have? Do I have? No, it's not. Fuck, not that. Fred? Yes? Let's go wing. That's the one I just got. Okay. So I have a jet badge. A worker blocks the player from entering. Before entering, blocked by a Marshal. Bridge. Okay. Locked for weight testing. After entering the Hall of Fame, and okay. Is that black, white 2 or 1? Alright, Ice Rock, located on the lowest floor of the mountain. Whatever. Okay, is that the one I'm about to go into? So, Stone Edge, Flask Cannon. Alright. West of Nurse Carroll. Interesting. Alright, finally getting some good TMs. So, Flask Cannon is basically one of the best TMs for steel types. I mean, I don't remember, is Ironhead a TM in this generation? That's the annoying thing about Pokemon. They change the TMs all the fucking time in every fucking game. They don't keep it consistent. So it's not like this TM is always the same TM in every game, and it always exists. It's like sometimes they'll just randomly change stuff, and they'll be like, this TM number is this, and then they'll change it, and it's like, what? Anywho, I just want to see a map. Alright, yeah, so this is the dungeon I'm about to enter. And it looks basically identical. Why does it look identical in black and white 1 and 2? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, fuck, I said swap. Yep, 34. Alright. Okay. Well, I'm pulling to sleep, that's good. I need to pay attention. Who's a good option right now? Just because you resist grass attacks. With presumably would okay, psychic attacks. That doesn't make sense. You resist psychic attacks. Okay. So I'm thinking you resist this, you resist this. Dragon Tail is probably gonna do the most pure damage. I might wake up some Shed Skin. If I wake up some Shed Skin, oh fuck. Alright. Yeah, I confused me with fucking awesome. Shed Skin. Yes. Let me attack now. Now, anywho, 1860s, really common, kind of boring. What is going on? Thank you. It's like 10 fucking turns to do an attack. What the fuck? Now I'm badly damaged. Let's try this. Wait, is Gossa whatever the one that makes it? I think he is the one that gets Shadow Tag. Let's see, can I switch? You're psychic, dark Pokemon, so you're, Escobalt. Yeah. So, Dragon Tail forces you to switch, and that means I can switch. Alright, good job, heal block. Easy option to just hit you with my tail, and then swap again. Let someone else kill execute. Alright, hopefully it won't put me to sleep. I guess. Goss is hurt. Justified. I do not understand how Justified works. Alrighty. Will I switch? No. Because if I switch, then, I mean, I want someone to get experience, but if I switch, he's fucked. Alright. Ironhead, Flint's chance is high. But I don't need it. DNA. Ah, perfect. Tornadoes. Um, Dragon has Thunderbolt. Thunderous has Thunderbolt. I'm taking Thunderous. Just because Dragonair's kind of beat up right now. What else? I need some Naval Sabers. Probably US Model 1860 Cutlasses. But the photos are horrible, and because the photos are horrible, I feel very sketchy to say they're legit or not, because that might be intentional, and also I can't see, like, most of the blade. So it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Asking me to ID something with something in the scabbard, and you pull it out, like, 2 inches, and it's like, I can see 2 inches of blade. Like, what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense. Lots of fake stuff as always. But those are interesting just because if they're legit, that's really cool. Because they're from the Civil War, if they're legit and if the markings are right. And Civil War cutlasses, like, a lot of them don't survive because, you know, oceans are hard on them and they typically are tied to a ship, not an individual soldier. So a lot of times they just don't end up in the wild. This is the wild, by the way. Hi. They end up not in the wild. Would be like the military still has them, or they gave them to a museum. All right. Let's probably use Cabalion just because he can resist everything but ground. He's weak to ground, but he also has really, really good stats. I could stop. I'm a bit worried he's going to survive Sacred Sword. It's 1 HP if he has Sturdy, but he might have Rockhead. Good, he has Rockhead. Alright. Empoleon normally would be a great answer to ride on. And I think this is the healing house? Yes? Healing lady? Yes. Alright, now Dragonair can level up a bit. Double back. Well, should I swap Dragonair? Eh. Alright, so what I keep doing against tornadoes. On one hand, you resist flying as a water type. What's your moveset? I don't know. Okay, Swagger's annoying. You don't hurt yourself. Surf is gonna hit him for decent damage. Stab, super, well, not super, but like, okay. I'm confused. It's probably 2 to 3 more of these. Smart move would probably just do this, and here was a Thunderbolt. What else? Somebody had a blade for ID, which is really interesting, potentially. Like the other Q-Gunto, this is a Q-Gunto blade, probably naval, because it has a spear tip, which is not traditional on Japanese swords. It likely has been reground to have a spear tip, and has a Hammond, and it looks like it was fitted on a one-handed Q-Gunto, but, but there's some weird stuff about it, like it has a leather washer on it, which the Japanese would not do, but Americans would do, or, you know, other Western powers, so that makes me think, like, it's a Western trick for, helping getting swords to fit, but it's sort of like a trick you shouldn't really do, because the problem is leather over time, like, doesn't last. So it's not great at this job, because it's not going to be around in a certain period of time. And if the sword is around after that amount of time, then you have a problem. So, yeah, it's not great. It's kind of like a no-no. And that's a hint that this might be part of a Frankensword, or like a Frankenstein monsters of swords. This is someone took lots of different sword parts and made a sword, and typically there's generally two versions of this. One, somebody that has a ton of swords and has a ton of sword parts, and they're like, I want a sword, I'm just gonna put this together and boom, right? And usually it's collectors, and usually it's just like, I have all these parts, just put them together, or whatever, right? Usually nothing malicious going on if for collectors. Sometimes though you'll get dealers who have some malicious stuff going on where they're trying to pass sort off as something else and sell it, and it's sometimes they'll take like replica parts and antique parts, try to pass it off as an antique, and that makes this sword particularly suspect because it's clearly been fucked with because it has the leather washer on it and it's in pieces, and it also has a scabbard of a different model sword that's for the army, not the navy, and yet it has a spear tip like it's a naval sword, and it's made to fit a Q-gunto. So it's kind of like there's all these little things where it's like this. Oops, I misclicked over the surf. There's lots of things that all add up together to be like this makes me think this is a Franken sword. And if it was done by, you know, Japanese swords are often targets for Franken swords from dealers trying to be scummy because they tend to go for lots of money. And it's like if you're gonna commit fraud, do fraud that makes you more money, right? Like what swords sell for lots of money? Like Civil War stuff, Japanese stuff, Nazi stuff for whatever stupid fucking reason. I don't know. Don't at me. uh, Very old, like medieval era stuff, but that's also like extremely rare. So a lot of collectors are like, this is obviously fake because there's only so many in existence, and we sort of all know about them. It's like, well, where did it come from? Because here is a list of finds, and it's not, you know, these ones that are in museums. It's not, you know, there's only so many in the market. There's like certain things that it's like very obvious that they're fake. Terra. I don't know why I was attacking toward. Uh, I always forget about curse slacks. Anywho, that one's very sketchy, just because like, and also is also to me a little bit sketchy because we have no photos that are close up to the blade at all. Which for me makes me wonder. It's like it's a Japanese sword. Why are you not showing close-ups of the blade where you can see the hammer? That's weird. But whatever. Okay, sure. Someone posted like 20 plus stuff to ID, and it was like almost all bayonets, like, and various knives, but mostly originals, like 8 out of 10. You know, I mean, well, I mean, it's a lot more than 10, but like, you know, most of them. 80%, maybe 70%, but like, somewhere between. I'll hit you, I think, and then I don't hit you. Whoops. Did that wrong way. Whatever. Yay, level 27, Lord Revenge. Anywho, this, you know, lots of 19th century stuff, like, something with I have. He's got lots of bayonets. He's got, I think, two Prussian or German 1871s, So in 1871, it was Prussia, but then, you know, Franco-Prussian War ended, and it was Germany. So they might be German, they might be Prussian, who knows? Depends on the date. It was, and it was this many swords. I didn't see marks for most of them. Okay. You know, I sort of healed. Let's switch the Dragonair. And you're kind of beat up a bit. I think I'm going to switch to Thunderous just because flying can't get hit by ground attacks, but it's the grass. And he had a sawback Frankenmesser, very similar to the other Fascine Messer. Yes. Fascine, like, sharp. Messer. So typically the purpose of that is essentially if you're doing like engineer work, right? You're going to need a saw. And you know what a sword's kind of like? It's kind of like a saw if you put a saw blade on it. So on one side it's like a normal sword, and the other side, which would normally be the spine, it's got a saw blade. And this way they can sort of reduce how much weight they have to carry, in theory. Yeah. I could do fly. I think fly's gonna be super effective. The grass type, right? That's a lot of damage. I'm swapping you out for maybe like Cobalt. Fuck. No, I shouldn't do that. Let's heal you with something. Satellite. And they sell those. Sure. I have not banned the use of items in my nuzlocke. I know some people do. I just don't really care. I don't normally use them very often, but it's like, I don't care. Key, forget. What are we looking at here? Whatever. Keep old moves. Forget fairy attack. Dragon Rage, and then Uproar, I guess, because that'll let me actually hit you this turn and not next turn. Reduce the damage Dragonair takes. Okay. Ground Pokemon are really a weakness for my team. At least for now. Dragon Knight will help with that, with Fly. Hopefully gonna get him Waterfall someday, but not this day. Kinda wanna just run away. They can swap to Thunderous, right? Let's Iron Head that guy. Cause I'm thinking Mega Drain, alright. That's not gonna be very effective on Thunderous. Revenge might hurt. Not too much. Level difference. Wait, no, it's gonna hit everyone, isn't it? Fuck. Uproar doesn't. And then I'll do Iron Head on Mortira. Oh, that's been planned. My friend's actually gonna do more damage now. I should probably swap him out. I'm gonna go heal. That's why I didn't aim at Thunderous. You screwed up my plan, Thunderous. Or Tornadus. That. Did not aim at Tornadus. Yes. Alright. That could have been bad. Let's see. What else interesting for IDs has happened lately? Anything? Not really. Just some boring stuff. Fakes. Lots of fakes. Alright. Oh well. Not really that interesting to talk about. Like, somebody had, what might be a British 1796 infantry officer's splitter that's been cut down and is missing, like, most of the hilt. But, like, it's in such horrible fucking condition. It's like, how can you tell? You can't. Now you're close to level. Let's see. Mega Drain, how much damage do I take? This would be neutral because it's steel type. Alright. There's a few sword dances. Peck could actually be decent, but I'm thinking I'll just swap. Maybe. Cabra's almost to level 46. I'm not gonna like the bites, but Mega Drain doesn't do much. Curse is not gonna help you against me, and Side Beam's gonna hit you pretty hard. Torterra would have been a great addition to the team, especially with Curse. Oh, that hits hard. It's a +1 from Curse. Damn. That's a swap turn 1. Whatever. Can't let you set up. So the doubles problem with discharge. I don't like surf is also the other problem. Heads of that. It's like that hits all opponents, like your opponents, but also hits your ally. Who can I use surf on? It's not really a great option. Who can use discharge on? It's not really a great option. Anyhow, there's what's his name? Marto, Espada, Toledo, Vincent. We go to the Marto by like a Spado. Yes. What's his name? Okay. So Vincent Toledo Mampaller. Am I saying that right? Almost certainly not. Spanish guy made some books, made a website. If you it's disabled, right? I'm not paying attention. If you want to know more about Spanish swords, he's the guy. Anywho, that's infantry officer saber. Yeah, let's do another one. Well, okay, Torterra. Let's switch. The only problem is his sight takes forever to load. It's so slow. I think part of it is like it's in Spain and I am in America and there's sort of an ocean between us. And B, it has a lot of images. Like a lot of images. It's kinda nuts. But he knows his shit. Alright. So, is it the Model 1943? Yes. That's the model name. Let's see. I guess Dragon Ray do. Don't want to risk you surviving the other attack. Dragon Tail. And switching, and then I get no XP. Where's the oldest example? That one's from 1943. Infantry Colonel. And there's like an older version of it that's more fancy. But you got like shit tons of models. And basically you have this long list and you got two photos, one on the right and one on the left. You click on the photo on the left, it gives you this whole PDF about that specific model. You got photos, you got some information right up, it's all in Spanish. And it also always tells you what the model is. Like Sable Jeffes y Oficiales model 1943, and then for Vincent Toledo, so he took the photo. And then you have a second photo where it's like talk about that, sometimes uniform information, and like a picture of someone using that sword. The main problem with a lot of this stuff is he will use the same photos over and over and over again. So there might be like very minor differences between one, like there's like 20 different battalions using this. So they'll have like photos of every single battalion or whatever. Or there'll be like photos of it like in like because Spain used to be an empire. They'll have like a photo of like the sword that's used by like in the Philippines or whatever, right? And sometimes it won't show differences between the version that's like used, you know, like the various different versions of it, because it'll use the exact same photo for all of them. But then when you actually look up all of the stuff, sometimes you might find like, oh wait, he used the same photo in these two places, but this would be a different photo because it's like very slightly different. Um, but it's basically the same, right? And that's sort of like the only real criticism. Oh, that's not in English, but the only real criticism you can give, because his stuff's really good, is that sometimes he'll use the same photo, and then and then it's always just like one or two photos of the sword. You don't have like tons of photos, which I would like, but you know what I'm saying. Lots of antique sword books don't give you lots of photos of each sword. I guess I'm just spoiled. Uh, spoiled. I have no idea. Like, I think Krogunk is a poison type, but it might also be fighting or dark or something. I don't know. I don't know. Anywho. Unable to comment at this time. Fucking Reddit. I thought, oh, I'll take a moment, let this guy know what model he is since I pulled it up. It's like, nope, can't do. No can do. Cadaver's gonna be super effective against Krogunk, so I'll take out Smoochum with Iron Head as a Ice Psychic. Ice part. Well, Jinx is an Ice Psychic. Smoochum? I mean, maybe. Probably. Okay, yes. Alright, and Psychics would be super effective against Fish Boy, or Frog Boy. Unless you're Dark type, because I don't think you are. Sure. Yep, not Dark type, or you take no damage. Alrighty. You know, Krogunk doesn't give me any fucking HP. I just run from Krogunk. Tornadus and the Water Boy. Maybe I should have Thunderous up here. Picking Dragon. And I'll Ironhead you. Why can't I comment? Now it's letting me comment? What's wrong with Reddit? I don't know. Fucking Reddit. That is, fucking annoying. Whatever. Iron, not very effective. You have no idea. It doesn't matter. Volume, you know what? You're not going up. I wish we had a ground type, you know, and I could swap to a ground type from a Cobalion and have Thunder's Discharge spam. That'd be great. But, no. I guess. Alright. I don't know. Maybe Cobalt. Maybe, come on. Maybe, our first boy just ends up being a, temp. And I can replace him soon. But, I don't know about this. Empoleon, that's his name. What if I sword dance up? Can I kill with Metal Claw myself? What are you gonna do to me? Double slap? Crit. Okay, that's annoying because it takes forever. Dance again, +4. Stab Metal Claw, let's see how that does at +4. Way we get tough, I think, is HP IVs. That's not, or EVs, effort values. 2-hit KO after +4. But not 100% accuracy. I bet Iron Head might be enough to 1-hit KO at +4. Nah. Okay. Okay. Thinking Metal Claw should be super effective on you. I can 2-hit at you with Iron Head. If I stay in, I'll get more XP, level 32. Less worried about damage, especially against someone who can't hit me super effectively. Revenge against, okay, that hurts, but it's not going to kill me. Yeah, okay, I don't want to use Surf and hit my boy Cobalion, but it doesn't matter. Cobalion's faster. And it's 1000 EXP, yay. Okay, Brine. What's Brine do? 65 power. Double power if the HP is low. And meh. Not seeing it on Torterra. I have to go heal though. Kadabra can hit you pretty hard. Bite hurts. Okay, you know what? I'm swapping Pokemon. I just cannot take those bites. I thought if he didn't curse first, it wouldn't be that much damage. Holy shit. That's a lot of damage. No like. How far are we into this? An hour and change? Just leveling up after losing one of our Pokemon and beating the gym. We haven't even started going into there. Maybe we should. I wish I had EXP share or some way to give EXP to my Pokemon, you know, other than having them first, because when going into unknown areas, that's a really big problem. Like the cave. I do want to see what's here. Pokemon Switch. Dragonair has Dragon Rage. Let's see what we can catch. Really? Fuck off. Get out of here, asshole. Killed my Pokemon. And I'm not finding anything here, is there? Yep, there is Pokemon. Okay, Ralts. Ralts is interesting. Ralts is very interesting. And it's a female, so I can't get, I think the Mega, whatever, not Mega, the, Gardevoir, what's the other one? The, Gallade, that's it. Gallade has to be, was it Dawnstone, if male. So I think if, as a female, I just can't evolve into a Gardevoir. But, as a Gardevoir, you hit similar damage to Alakazam. And I think I have better move pool. Like, defensively, your special defense is better. Your speed is worse, but if I level up enough, that could not be a problem. Much better defensive stats. I think... like, Gardevoir with Trace might be the better option here. Like, let's look at Gen 5 moveset. Alright. Calm Mind, Psychic. Right? Do I want to do anything else? Just, I guess not. Could just throw this to get rid of it. Like, you get Charge Beam, which can be useful because it's electrical attack that raises special attack. Energy Ball, Focus Blast, Psychic, Shadow Ball. I don't have Shadow Ball yet. Thunderbolt, which I do have. You have Flamethrower? You don't get Flamethrower. Grass Knot. That's kind of tempting, especially if it has a better nature. Okay, what is this? Alright. Let's come over here first. What's the pop-up when I walk in here? What's it called? It's the same dungeon? I think it's the same dungeon. Monferno. Hello, darkness, my old friend. What level does Dragonair evolve? I'm thinking maybe I replace Alakazam, whose moveset in Gen 5 kind of like meh. Like, I'm not super happy. It's supposed to learn Calm Mind at level 42. I don't remember learning Calm Mind. Level 40. Well, also you're Fabbing Alakazam. What am I doing? Not a trainer. This giant fucking mountain. Max survive. Do you have encounters here? No, I guess. Weird. EXP Sarah. Good. Fuck hell. Ah, yes. Item. Give. I was just saying, I need EXP Sarah. And lo and behold, What level do I get allocated? Level, I don't know. I definitely hit the thing that so it make unevolvable Pokemon evolve. So you should be evolvable. Dragonite at level 55. That's gonna be a while. Yeah, no. Alright, let's see how the XP goes. Let's see. Alright, not bad. You don't get the Lucky Egg XP, but still. What's gonna really matter is trainers. That's gonna be so much better. Ah, it's so much better. So Snubbull can learn Crunts and Bite, but weak. So Boldore, what is Boldore? Isn't that the thing that's like the rock Pokemon that's like really annoying? You know what? Water attacks my Dragonair needs to get to 55. And I got Dragon Rage if it gets annoying. Well, I don't need it. Perfect. Smeargle. Anything can kill Smeargle. So I will kill it with Empoleon. What'll I use? What do I resist the most? Probably Metal Claw. So was that. So Earl gets Metal Claw. I'll hit you with Surf. Or you struggle because you're fucking gay. Ah, ha ha. Got him. Easy. Muscle Wing. That's not useful. Golbat. 45? Is gonna be enough for 45? Man, probably not, because I'm giving away XP to the XP share. Alright, what's this? Hello, trainer. This is a dead end. Only point coming here is to fight you. I don't think I'm gonna do this whole dungeon today. That's gonna take too long. And it's already late. I'm tired. Reflect and just hit you with Psybeam. I think you resist it, but at level 35, like what are you gonna do? Automatize, I don't want to let you set up. See how much damage I do first. Yeah. You do resist it, but I hit like a tank. Saying, do it again. Mantine has a really high special defense. But what are they gonna do? You know? Water Pulse is gonna do practically nothing because I have decent stuff. Oh, confuse me, that's a problem. Okay, I hit. So, 50-50, basically, whether confusing does. Why not go for it? I'm not gonna do enough to kill myself, and I'll switch if I hurt myself. Okay, good. No, to the crit. What are the odds? Manphy. Sure. I like dragons. Dragonair produces me XP. You resist water. You have Thunderbolt. Well, that random fucking Groudon really ruined my day. But otherwise, could be worse. Fucking dead. Oh, that's the scary version. Archeotops. I'm gonna swap Pokemon. You're scared. Yeah, Thunderous. I think you do have some rock attacks. Fuck. Oh, you're... Okay, Acrobatic will resist that. Was on the list of things you could do. Discharge will... You're faster than Thunderous at level 28. Or is Quick Guard priority? It might be priority. Alright. I'm thinking I need to get Kadabra healed up. Sure. Let's get out of this horrible... Well, can I teleport out? You were the Sacred Sword. Ironhead's probably a better bet. And it has less chance if you live. You don't live. Can't use it here. Why not? Why the hell not? Azurill. Azumarill might have been a decent. I mean, it's got with huge power. It's it slaps. Not actually. Let's probably do. Fuck. Come here. Less of a walk back. And I think I'll end it here for today. I got Gym Level 6. We lost a party member, fought a rival, and we got to the mountain that will hopefully have some good stuff in it. I think 5 cannons in here, and Stone Edge, which is going to be amazing. So, tune in for that next episode. And in the meantime, go to my buddy Melk. He's much more professional streamer. He actually cares. I was gonna do this anyway, and maybe I can throw people Melk's way while I do this. So, go follow him. He's great. Yeah. See ya.